This is Kanadia, and today I'm going to give you tips and tricks on how to get your child help before school. To help your child before school, start by discussing your worries and anxieties about school, especially if they're starting a new school year. You can also support them academically by ensuring homework is completed, providing necessary materials, and offering homework help if needed. If your child is struggling, consider talking to their teacher or school counselor and explore options like individual support plans or specialized programs. Here's a more detailed breakdown. Number 1. Address concerns and anxieties. Talk about worries. Listen to your child's concerns and validate their feelings, even if they seem irrational. Reassure them. Let your child know you're there to help and that you understand the stress of starting a new school. Positive reinforcement. Focus on the positive aspects of school, such as meeting new friends or learning new things, Number 2, support academically. Homework help. Be available to help with homework, ensuring they understand the material and complete assignments. Organization. Help your child organize their belongings and create a study schedule. Materials. Ensure they have all the necessary supplies for school. School involvement. Volunteer at school or join the parent teacher group to stay connected and learn about school activities. Number 3. Seek professional help if needed. Teacher communication. Talk to your child's teacher about any concerns you have. School counselor. Schedule a meeting with the school counselor to discuss your child's needs and potential support options. Formal support plans. Explore the possibility of formal support plans like an individual education program or a 504 plan if necessary, which I'm going to explain that next. Mental health support. If your child is experiencing anxiety or other mental health challenges, seek professional help from a psychologist or a psychiatrist. Specialized programs. Some schools have programs or teams that specialize in helping struggling students. So let's see what a 504 plan is. 504 education plans. What is a 504 plan? A 504 plan is a way for schools to provide support for so 50 a 504 what is a 504? What is a 504? A 504 is a way for schools to provide support for students with disabilities so that they can learn in a regular classroom. The name 504 comes from the Section 504 of the Rehabilitation Act. This law prohibits discrimination against people with disabilities and programs or activities that receive federal funding, such as public schools or publicly funded private or publicly funded private schools. This ensures that students with disabilities can get a free education that works for them. Who can get a 504 plan? Students are eligible for a 504 plan if they have a disability that limits daily life activities such as self-care, walking, seeing, breathing, hearing, speaking, or learning. Students who need a 504 plan can include with attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, autism spectrum disorder, diabetes, epilepsy, hearing problems or vision impairment, chronic health conditions such as asthma or allergies, or mental health conditions such as anxiety or depression. also elicity. Let's see.
Epilepsy.
Epilepsy. Oh, epilepsy. Epilepsy. So students who need a 504 plan can include those with attention deficit, hyperactively disorder, autism spectrum disorder, diabetes, epilepsy, hearing problems or vision impairment, chronic health conditions such as asthma or allergies, mental health conditions such as anxiety or depression, a student returning to school after a serious illness or injury or serious illness or injury might get a 504 plan. How is 504 plan made? First, a parent First, a parent, teacher, or other school staff member, healthcare provider, or therapist asks the school to evaluate the student for a 504 plan. Every school handles 504 plan a little differently, but most have a 504 team that may include the principal, teacher, school nurses, guiding, guiding, guidance counselor, and psychologist. The team looks at a child's grades, test scores, medical records, and what teachers report about the student to decide if the student is eligible for a 504 plan. If the 504 team decides that a student is eligible, they work with parents to decide what kind of support the student needs to succeed. These are listed in a 504 plan. What does a 504 plan include? The 504 is based on the student's needs and strength. Accommodations could include sitting in a certain place or with a certain desk or a chair in the classroom, extra time or tests in assignments, use of speech to text, dictation for writing, modified textbooks such as one that can be read aloud to the student, adjust class schedule, verbal out loud testing, allowing visits to the nurse's office, occupational therapy or physical therapy, occupational therapy or physical therapy. Other Many other accommodations are available if a parent asks for one that the school can provide. The school might offer another one that will help. Most accommodations in 504 plans don't change what the student learns, rather than they remove barriers to learning. The 504 plan should be reviewed at last yearly to make sure the accommodations are up to date and work for the student's needs. How do 504 and individual education programs differ? The main difference so the main difference wait, so the main difference is that a 504 plan provides accommodations so a student can learn in a regular classroom. An IEP is a plan for specialized learning. For example, for the dyslexia or special education. 504 plan 504 plans don't usually change what the child learns, but IEPs can. There are other differences too, such as who is eligible, who creates the plan, and how the changes are made to the plan. Some students have both a 504 plan and an IEP. For example, a student with autism spectrum disorder may have an IEP for learning supports and a 504 plan for occupational therapy. What happens what happens if parents don't agree? Wait, so what happens if parents don't agree with the school about the 504 plan. Sometimes parents and the school disagree on whether a child should have a 504 plan or what should be in it. If this happens to you, start by setting up a meeting to talk to the school 504 team. Schools want their students to succeed and work with parents. If you still have concerns, you can ask for a if you still have concerns, you can ask for a mediation section with a mediator. A mediator is professionally trained to help with the discussion without taking either side. If the issue is not resolved, if the issue is not resolved in a mediation section, you could request a due process hearing. You may need to get a lawyer for the hearing. You can also make a written appeal for the school district, the U.S. or the U.S. Office for Civil Rights, saying that the school violate 504 rights. How can parents help? You are your child's most important teacher and advocate. Help your child by building a strong relationship with the 504 team. This way you show that you value education and that you want to work together respectfully to help your child succeed at school. It also helps to understand the 504 plan, know what accommodations are and how they will be used. Talk to the school about how your child is doing. Let them know if you think the accommodations are working. If you think you need to add or change accommodations, talk to the 504 team about your concerns. So I hope this video helps you. So if you have any questions, guys, if you have any questions or concerns, you can leave a comment down here on this video. If you feel like all your questions are answered, then you leave it down here on this video. I hope you like, subscribe, and comment down below on my YouTube video. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope I give you tips and tricks for more on how to get your child to succeed. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in my next video.